Welcome to chat, blah, blah, blah. Oh, it's the welcome to lecture. Good morning, everybody. It is Saturday morning, August the 22nd, 2026. 65 degrees here in Hampstead, Maryland. And we're going to wake up Rosie here. Hold on. Sometimes she likes to try to sleep in. She can sleep in on Sunday for an hour, but Saturdays, she's got to get on it. Here we go.
Connected to YouTube Livestream 98D7 MTACQE0. Connected to YouTube Livestream 98D7 MTACQE0.
She's just a little louder. Maybe that's because I was using the speaker yesterday. The radio's a little louder. Everything's louder. Maybe I'm just hearing better this morning. All right, here we go. Let's get out there. Lights on. Seatbelt on. Hold on. Seatbelt on. Lights on. Let's get out and pursue some happiness. We got 2 deliveries today. 2. Lenny's and What a Day. Lenny's is pretty normal. What a Day is a little heavy. We had 180 donuts. 180. What's the guy? I think I've got 2 going to Lenny's. So we got 182 donuts in the van. 182. Happy Saturday morning, ladies and gentlemen. Look at that. Nobody on the road. But all right, let me just say this. Deer. And I was before I go any further, let me just say that I caught myself the other day. I caught myself really. What I actually did was I was listening to myself in a live stream, in a replay. For some reason, I think I was trying to see whether you could see the deer on the live stream because I was going to probably clip the video or something. But anyway, I'm riding, I'm watching the video, and I don't know why for some reason, wait a minute, I heard something in the back. For some reason, I slip and say deers, which I know is wrong. I absolutely know it was wrong. I've known that since I was 8 years old. But I still do it. Like sometimes when I say deer, I want to say deer, but I say deers. But anyway, I did it the other day. But what I want to talk about with deer is they're out of control. On my way to the bakery this morning, I saw 5. I saw a mother and the baby just kind of casually walking across the road. That was not far from my house. I hadn't even gotten onto the highway yet. So that was interesting. And then I stopped because I saw the baby standing on the side of the road, and I was like, I always get, you don't know if they're going to dart in front of you or not. So I like to just be very cautious. And the mother was off to the side a little bit. I could see her. But then, so I was stopped, and then they started walking across the street. Some other cars came, and we all just sort of sat there and watched that. And then on the highway, again, I've got that spot where I always see them sleeping. It's like a little family of at least 3. Well, today they weren't sleeping. Today they were up, and they were standing on the side of the road, a little further up the road. But every day, I'm going to keep track. I'm going to start keeping track of the deer that I see. I think Dana was going to do that. I remember when I saw Dana, who does the door dashing over in Pennsylvania. She was going to have a deer count on her screen. She was trying something new, and I don't think it worked out. But anyway, she had a deer count on her thing. But I'm going to keep track of all the deer that I see. I'm just interested in the number. I'm going to make a spreadsheet. have, like today would be 5 so far. Like I'm not even done yet. I'm sure we're going to see a deer during this ride. So I'm going to have a column for live deer and a column for dead deer. And I can only count a dead deer once. So like if I pass a deer and it's on the side of the road and it has passed, as we want to say, I'm only going to count that once. Like I may pass it for a day or two, but I'm only going to count it once. So it's really crazy though. I don't ever remember this many deer. But then again, I wasn't driving at these hours. You know what I mean? Maybe deer have always been this prevalent, but you know, because I guess you don't see them as much once the sun comes up. Once you have a ton of people on the road. I guess. I don't know. And speaking of deer, so I saw a YouTube video yesterday. I'm not sure where these people were, but, and I always wonder whether I should, like, I'm tempted to put links to these videos in my, like, post a community note and say, hey, check this out. But I don't know. Let me know what you think about that. I think that's a good idea. I don't know. I don't think it hurts anything. It helps the person that you're sending it to. So it's not like using copyrighted material. You're sending a link. So if they go to look at it, it just helps the person out. But anyway, there was a deer that was just like walking along like a dog. It looked like a dog the way it was acting. I mean, it was a wild deer. Nobody had tamed it. It just sort of came along and it's walking down the street. They started petting it, and it was, some lady was, I think the thing starts and ends with this lady that's got her car door open and the deer is leaning into the car and sniffing around. She's outside the car. It's not like poking its nose in her face or anything, but looked like a very friendly little, it was a big deer too, not a little one. It wasn't a little deer. And totally fearless. Maybe deer are starting to evolve. They're starting to become less timid. They're gonna stop running away from us. I don't know if that's a good thing. But anyway, deer. They're everywhere. But today, so far I'm up to 5 today. I saw 2, the 2 that walked across the street, and then I saw the 3 on the side of the highway. And I'm sure we're not done yet. When I saw the deer, I was going to take my camera. I did actually take my camera out of my pocket. I was going to like I've got to start driving with the camera in my car, because I see some crazy stuff during my commute that I could definitely post. A lot of crazy stuff. I had some guy pretty much racing me the other day. He thought he was racing me. It was one of those situations where the right-hand lane is going to disappear. So I'm driving along minding my own business, and this guy comes up and he was like, started riding right next to me on the right-hand side. I'm like, what is he doing? So I sped up a little bit because I thought, well, you're going to have to merge over. And I guess he thought, he took that as a challenge. So he sped up. Next thing you know, he's running out of lane, but he didn't give up. He just kept going. I had to like hit the brakes. Actually, my car started to hit the brakes. I'm not a big fan of cars that like take over and do stuff like that. I don't like it. I know, might prevent me from being in an accident someday, but I'd rather just make the mistake and die with it. Notice I didn't say live with it. But in all seriousness, I don't. It does. I find it a little unnerving when the car does stuff like that. The roads along here. Now here comes. This guy's high beams on. Oblivious. And I like deer. You know, I mean, I know the answer to the problem is like, well, we're gonna have to thin the herd. There's too many deer out there. And I know that really just means we just have to go around and kill a bunch of deer. So I don't want to see that happening, but I don't know what there's no other answer. And I do see it during the day too now, every now and then. Like, so I don't know that it's just me. Like me driving now, you know, I don't know that it's just, I'm noticing them now because of my driving times. I see them running through my yard, and I live in the suburbs. I do not live in a rural community. I see them at the store. No, I don't see the store. I heard a story, I don't know, maybe 6 months ago about raccoons. Raccoons are starting to evolve and become friendlier. Like the report was telling us that, you know, maybe someday in the future, not anytime soon, but in the distant future, raccoons might be domesticated like dogs. I always thought raccoons were like kind of, they could be really aggressive and nasty. Like, you need to avoid raccoons. You should not run up to a raccoon and try to pet it, because it's not going to end well. So don't do that. I mean, they're cute too. So maybe the raccoons and the deer gotten together. What humans have like pretty much taken over everything. So we're just going to have to. We got to deal with this somehow. Maybe 200 years from now, AI will be having the same conversation with itself about humans. Or we'll be having that conversation about AI, one or the other. All right, we're going to go down the highway today. Oh, and I saw another YouTube video. Now, here's the funny thing about this one. Well, two funny things. The video itself was pretty funny. So the people were in South Africa, and they were riding their bicycles. I'm probably so far behind. This is probably one of those things that when it came out, everybody talked about it, and I just didn't know about it. So that's a possibility. But they're in South Africa, Good Cape or Cape Good Cape, Cape Good or something like that. And they're riding their bikes on a, looks like a pretty decent roadway. And this ostrich comes out of the blue. And this is not AI. It was a real ostrich. I mean, I thought, you know, my first reaction was, is this real? But it is real. So the ostrich comes running out from the side and starts like, the camera, the person taking the footage is, I presume, riding a bike behind these guys. So there were two guys ahead of him. He's riding back a little bit. You see this ostrich come out and it's just running for a while after these guys. They said they were going 50, is it a kilometer? Yeah, 50 kilometers an hour. I don't know what that is in miles per hour. But, and apparently that's how fast the guys on the bike were going. And they looked like they were going pretty fast. And supposedly an ostrich can run, like they max out at like 70 kilometers an hour. I think I know that 100 kilometers an hour is like maybe in the 50, 55 mile an hour range. Are we gonna make this? Are we gonna make it? We're gonna make it. There's no stopping us, even if it turns yellow. We're done, we're good. That is a long life. So I guess that makes sense. Maybe on the bike is that like 35 miles an hour on the bikes? They were definitely like racer type bikes. But this ostrich is like running. It is very funny. But here's the other funny thing about this video. So I look at it, I'm like, oh, because I'm thinking, all right, is this AI? So one of the first things I do to see is it AI is I look to see when was the video published, right? Because if it was published very recently, I'm going to think the likelihood is better that it's AI. Well, this video was like 14 years old. So I'm not, and it had like 30 million views. So the guy's channel had, I don't know, 70 or 75,000 subscribers. But this one video was up to 30 million views. That's absolutely crazy. So, needless to say, a lot more people saw that video before I did. But it was made 14 years ago. So, it looked pretty real. And the fact that it's that old, I don't think AI had anything to do with it. Uh-oh, deer on the side. No, I don't know what that was. Not a deer. I don't know what it was. Yeah, we're doing the highway today. Life is a highway. So I saw an ostrich and a deer video yesterday. I'm not sure what I've been feeding the algorithm, but it must be cute animal videos. They haven't really, YouTube hasn't settled in on what type of animal I want to look at yet. So they're like, let's throw this ostrich at him and see if he looks at it. And I did. Somebody must have driven the van and moved the right side mirror. It's not really where I want to see it. Found the right spot. I gotta remember to try to change that. So yesterday I ordered online. I ordered a banner for the 10th anniversary. Not sure where we'll hang it, but most of the 10-year, like if you look up, if you go online and you're like, hey, I want to buy a 10-year, happy 10-year anniversary banner, 99% of them are obviously wedding related, you know, like a 10th wedding anniversary. So they're gold, silver, stuff like that. Then you got a few 10th, obviously birthday related ones. But I found one that's like a rose color, which I think will go good in the bakery. And then I got these two balloons that make the number 10. I think they're like big helium balloons. So they're going to be delivered today to my house.
Donna says morning. Trying to sleep later.
Good morning, Donna. Well, you're trying to sleep later. I'm not sure if you're being successful. Are you being successful? It's 5:30. That's not too late. But I can't blame you. Yeah,
Donna says yes, sometimes up at course of this is later.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, that's good. That's good.
Donna says fell asleep at 7 p.m.
Well, then you had a pretty good amount of sleep. Like, I try to get to bed by 8. That was a pretty good night's sleep. If you slept from 7 until 5:30.
Donna says but woke up and caught a little of John and Dana.
Oh. Uh-oh, what do we got going on here? What do we got? Looks like a nasty accident. It's one car though. It's weird. It was just one. I only saw one car in that accident. Not sure what they did. I saw John. When did I watch some of John? I saw part of John, not last night. Maybe the night before. Noticed he got a haircut. He was looking pretty sharp.
Donna says never sleep right through night.
Yeah, yeah, you never feel like even though you might be sleeping, right number of hours. It doesn't feel right when you wake up in the middle of the night like that.
Donna says, I think he got them all cut, LOL.
Yeah, he did. He did. So his hair was cut. He was pretty spunky. I was the night, it was not last night, because I haven't seen any of that yet. So it would have been the night before. But his hair was cut. He was very spunky. We got a green light. Come on. Let's do it. Ooh. We got it.
New York Gal says, good morning, Craig and chat.
New York Gal, how are you? Happy Saturday.
Gal says, good waiting on my Dunkin' order. How is your morning? Now Donna says, morning NY Gal.
Morning has been very good so far. Going smoothly. Good sized deliveries. Lenny's has a pretty normal delivery, and What a Day has, I would say, a large delivery. Lenny's, the light is still, sign is still out. I saw somebody in there as we went by, like he's taking the bread back, so maybe he's going to see us pull up. And I won't even have to knock on the window. All right, guys, let's get the rack. I'll be right back. Still doing it. Oh, I see my guy back there. This one guy is back there at the sink, and if he's got the water running, he can't hear the door. I know that for a fact. There we go. The other guy came. Good morning.
Right.
Happy Saturday.
How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good.
I got it. I saw you over here, but I knew you couldn't hear me. I got it. Yeah. that's what I did. But he normally hears me. But if the water's running, yeah. That when you first said, "Do you have a key?" I'm like, "Do I have a key to like get in the door?" I'm like, "No, I don't have that key." All right, here we go. What's over there? Some piece of clothing in the parking lot. Looks like. I don't know what it is. All right, here we go.
Donna says, hi, Chris. Chris Air 007 says, here, Donna, hope all is good.
Chris, good morning. Happy Saturday. We made it to Lenny's. We made it to Lenny's. All right, Lenny's has a pretty normal, little bit of everything. Chocolate top cookies, of course. How many did we get today? 40. 40 chocolate top cookies. Oh, New York Al. I made a short yesterday. My trip, the live stream yesterday processed early enough so I could grab. We're all good. We're all good. Anyway, the file had finished processing, so I grabbed a clip out of it, and it's where you.
007 says cookies I love, but the problem is the after effects on my gut health law.
Yeah, you gotta control. You gotta see. My problem is like once I eat one, then I want to eat like a whole bunch of them. If I could just eat one cookie, I'd be good. Oh, lots of rainbow cake. Rainbow cakes are heavy little things. So we got 2 large, 3 medium.
Says, really, I will check it out. I thought I was all caught up.
I just did it last night. It's the fun fact. It's our latest fun fact. All right, what do we do? What do we do? God, that.
007 says, yeah, I used to eat 5 cookies a day and that's not a good idea, lol, and those rainbow cakes are huge.
Well, 5 cookies, I gotta admit, sometimes I don't stop at 5. Like if I start, well, it depends on what cookie. Like the chocolate top cookies we have here, I'd probably stop at 5. Maybe, oh yeah, I couldn't eat 5 of these. We do have a mini version of them. All right, let's see. Here we come.
Yeah, we go.
Getting a full delivery today, a little bit of everything.
Yeah, it's holiday. Holiday, son.
Oh,
Yeah, holiday.
when is it tomorrow?
You know,
Is it
coming
hap-
soon.
It's coming soon?
Start, buying.
Yeah, oh yeah. And schools are getting in.
Yeah, school.
All right, you too. Have a good one. I think there is a holiday coming up soon. A Jewish holiday.
There's 007 says at New York literally the three main religions all say not to eat pork. Only pork I can eat are the Greg's sausage rolls we have in the UK that most of those countries.
Hang on, let's grab this. Close that. Of course it doesn't close. There, now it still didn't close. Look. Ugh! I'm not a big pork eater. I do like bacon though. You guys talking about bacon? I like bacon. I don't like to eat a lot of it though. It's got the whole cholesterol thing going on.
There's 007 says I only eat 3 types of meat: chicken, fish, and lamb. I used to eat beef burgers a lot, but again, no good for gut health.
I don't eat a lot of beef. I eat mostly chicken and fish. Beef. I don't eat any lamb. That I just don't buy it. It's not that I don't like it. I just don't get it. I don't even see it very well. Lamb. That's interesting. What is lamb? Is lamb like, what does it taste like? All right, here we go. Off to what a day. 180 donuts are in the van right now. They're doing a lot of work on this road. See how it's like grooved? It's a groovy road. It's groovy.
Donna says I switched to turkey sausage.
Yeah, I've had turkey sausage. What else did I get? Turkey something else. Oh, no. You know, like they make, sometimes I get chili that uses turkey instead of beef.
There's 007 says lamb is good. It's got a very smooth taste to it. Have you never eaten a kebab before, Craig? And at Donna 594 turkey is okay, but very dry meat.
Is that lamb? Yeah, I have had a kebab. Yeah, okay. So maybe I have had lamb. I think I've never cooked it, but I believe that is one time I've eaten it. That's true. Not one time, but that is an occasion where I will eat it.
Gal says, Chris, I think pork is what causes a lot of the diseases and aging. If our creator says it's not good to eat, I think he knows what he is talking about. Shame we don't listen. Pork Gal says, but now I know it's unclean, so I don't eat any pork anymore and I don't miss it.
No, I eat very little. The only time I eat anything pork related is bacon. There's got to be deer over there. Yeah, they're in that field. It's too dark to see.
Short Gal says this Dunkin' iced coffee is dank.
Dank? That's a bad thing, right? Is it?
There's 007 says at New York, yeah, it's not good for you. I eat it very occasionally. Greg's the takeaway we have here do the best sausage rolls and coffee, so I get that like once a month, lol. New York Gal says lamb is baby sheep, isn't it?
I think so. I think it is a baby sheep.
There's 007 says at New York, we'll look up a company called Arctic Coffee. I get that every morning, only one, and it is better than Starbucks or Costa Coffee, etc. It's made in Devon, UK.
Do you make it yourself? Or do you buy it at a shop, you know, like at a cafe type thing? That was convenient.
There's 007 says no, it's pre-packed, available at all supermarkets. It's got a polar bear for a logo, haha.
This is the light that is very short. No, sometimes it's very short. Several weeks ago, we went to a restaurant or a coffee shop called 7 Brew. I don't know why it's called 7 Brew. I should probably look that up. But they had pretty good coffee. It was as good as Starbucks, I think, but it's much less expensive. I think they can save money because their restaurants are all drive-through, only drive-through.
Short Gal says, haha, no sir, you are cute, lol, dank is good. New York
dank
Gal
is
says,
good.
Chris, I will look it up.
See, that's the new terminology. Like, I haven't gotten I haven't got used to the word, like when people will say fire, meaning something's good. I think that's what they say. That's where I start feeling old. Like I've heard people say, oh yeah, that's fire. I think that's what they say. And I'm like, what?
There's 007 says okay thanks at New Yorkle. New York gal says did you guys know some coffee is from the stool of monkeys?
I have heard of that. Yeah, I've heard of that. Where they run it, there's a certain kind of coffee where they collect it from the monkeys. I've heard, yeah.
New York gal says oh my gosh I am behind in the live.
Well, you weren't too far behind because we were still on the right topic.
Donna says you could say does that mean groovy?
Dank. Oh, fire? No, I think fire.
York gal says okay I am current now lol.
I think fire is like something's really good. Like I would have said maybe like, oh, that's hot. Maybe hot turned into fire, sort of like that. That's hot. I think. I could be completely wrong. I don't hear it enough. I don't like have enough exposure to it to know exactly the correct use, but I've heard it used. There are a couple of terms. I can't think of them all now. There are a couple terms out there. What is this guy doing? There's a car coming so slowly and then turned off.
York gal says fire. Dank all the same.
Oh, dank is fire. So you could have said the Dunkin' coffee is fire. Now see, if you had said that, I would have known. If you'd said this Dunkin' coffee is fire, I would have known then what you were talking about. You know, because I'm so cool. But I didn't know dank.
Gal says LMAO I was going to say dank AF.
Well, then I probably would have thought probably means it's good. I mean, we had some strange ones back in the day. Tubular. Remember tubular? It's tubular. The 80s kind of had a lingo. Like yuppies. Remember yuppies?
says yes. And Radical. Chris Ayers 007 says, Craig, what's your experience with electric cars? I am thinking of buying a Nissan Leaf as they are cheap in the UK but never used one. Have you tried an EV yet? New York Gal says gnarly.
Oh, and gnarly too. I've never owned one, but I have been in a Tesla. I like the idea, and I considered buying one once. But I can't quite get over I know it would cause me some anxiety about charging it. You know what I mean? Like just trying to maintain that. Now, I'd probably be okay now. Like when I was looking at it, I was commuting to an office 12 miles a day, Monday through Friday. So I was a little concerned about when I would charge it, how long it would take to charge it, all that kind of stuff. But they're expensive. Teslas are, at least. I don't know about the Nissan Leaf. They have great acceleration. Electric cars, that's the one thing I really kind of like about them. I assume a Nissan Leaf would probably have, it wouldn't be quite the same as a Tesla, maybe, but it might. You hit the gas in those cars and it just takes off. Even if it's not like a supercharged up one. No pun intended on the charged up.
007 says, yeah, the range anxiety would be bad, but for me it works out cheaper than a petrol car. My friend has one and she's telling me it costs only $3 to get 60 miles range and total range is 120 miles.
120. Yeah, as long as you...
Short Gal says, yeah, I don't see any charging stations around where I live.
Yeah, I don't see very many. Well, I see some, and there are probably some I don't realize they're there. Like, I think some locations have, they'll have like a couple of spots. Like, I think there's a Target near me that has like 6 or 7 of these charging stations. But yeah, that's the only part that concerns me.
There's 007 says the Leaf is not as fast as a Tesla, only has a 100-mile-an-hour top speed and takes 9 seconds to do 60 miles an hour, and at New York the charging stations are everywhere. In the UK is they pushing it.
Well, that sounds like a slower accelerator. I don't know why it wouldn't accelerate faster than that. Maybe not. The Teslas are a little extreme, but it should accelerate as fast or slightly faster than a combustion.
Gal says, well, I have never seen one here in these small towns.
I've started seeing a lot of them around here. There are quite a bit of them, quite a good number of them out there. Where would you charge it? Like, that would be the other thing. You have to decide whether you're going to get a charger at your home or whether you're going to take it somewhere and charge it. Like, I would think where you live, it would be difficult unless you have a charger somewhere. Like, you couldn't get a charger, right, where you are, I don't think, unless they have them somewhere already set up.
Short Gal says, how long does a charge last?
I think, now Chris just said, what, 100 and some miles? Teslas go about 300 miles. I think they may be a little over that, but also affected by like cold. Their charge lasts less time in cold weather.
There's 007 says in the UK we have chargers at every supermarket, Tesco, Asda, Sainsbury, Waitrose, etc. all have EV chargers.
Oh, okay, so see, you could work that into your schedule. How long does it take to charge? The battery. Like Teslas, unless, I mean, they have a supercharger that does it a little bit faster, but it can take hours to charge. Depending on, you know, what power your charger is.
There's 007 says takes only 40 minutes to charge at a fast charger. Chris Ayres 007 says you can use the Tesla network as there's an adapter for all electric cars to use the Tesla charging network now.
Oh, okay. Do you have very many Teslas over there? Or are they mostly like Nissan Leaf and that kind of thing? I mean, they've sort of proven themselves that they seem to be fairly reliable. I like the fact that there's very little maintenance on them. You don't have oil changes.
Dork Gal says, Craig, did you have a yummy breakfast?
No, I didn't. I usually don't eat breakfast. I usually don't eat till like noon.
There's 007 says we have Teslas everywhere as they are cheap here. You can get a 2-year-old Model Y or Model 3 for 10 grand.
Wow. You see, now I probably, if I could get a Y, I like the Y. If I could have gotten a Model Y for 10,000, I would have probably done that. I probably would do that. 10,000 is incredibly inexpensive. I wonder why they're so cheap. What does the government supplement the difference? For a long time, you got a tax break in the U.S. So if you bought an electric car, you got like a $7,500 tax break. I think they got rid of that. But for a long time, that was a pretty good deal. But the cars were still in the 30s at least, 30,000. I actually did buy a Tesla accidentally one time. That's a true story. I used to go online and like look at them, and if you go online, you can kind of like create your own Tesla. You know, like you customize it the way you want it, and then you can just order it online. And I was testing it, and I'd always go in and look just to see, like, oh.
There's 007 says, lol, accidentally bought a Tesla, haha.
I did. And so, like, I would go in and like pretend I was going to buy it just to see how much it would cost and stuff. And I used to do that like occasionally just for fun. And one night I did that, and I got up the next morning and I had an email from Tesla saying, congratulations, you know, we received your order, your car's, you know, production is going to begin, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, oh my God. So I hit the wrong button at the end, apparently. Oh, hang on. Good morning. So it cost me $100 because, like, if you order a Tesla and then you change your mind, they charge you $100. I learned that the hard way. It was a very scary feeling. All right, what are we doing? Let me get the camera. Oh. I think I bought a Model 3. I don't remember. No, it was a Y. I think it was a Y. So I like to say that I was the owner of a Tesla for about maybe 10 to 12 hours. Here we go. We've got a cabinet full of donuts. We've got the cream filled and jelly filled. Boston cream. Boston cream with a couple of strawberry.
Air 007 says law. New York gal says wait what? LMFAO. New York gal says bought a car and unbought a car. Chris Air 007 says supersize my donuts law.
It did. Well, you know what else I used to do? Remember Tesla used to, well, maybe they still do. I haven't gone in and tried to buy a Tesla for a long time. I haven't looked at them recently, but they also used to take Bitcoin. Like they went through a period where you could buy it with Bitcoin. So I think I was playing with that too. I was like trying to. Supersize that donut. Chocolate, some chocolate with, oh, here we go. A whole tray. See, this is their big one. Chocolate frosting, yeah. Oh look, we stuck some more chocolate. I forget how many chocolate I think they got 36 chocolate frosted. There's some of the glazed. 4 there. Oh. Oreo on that one. Some more Oreos. Fruity Pebbles. And some maple. Is it?
Air 007 says imagine if someone called Homer Simpson ordering law.
Glazed. Tray full of glazed. Oh. All right, so that was the 180 donuts. And now we've got cronuts. 6 cronuts, 6 cinnamon buns, And last but not least, we have 22 mini Danish. There's nobody at the drive-thru today, so we don't have any. I should point the camera in the future when the drive-thru is running. I should point the camera so you can see the drive-thru. I would have gotten a better picture yesterday. Oh, we'll leave that open. All right, let me get these in. You're welcome. What time do you open on Saturday? 6:30. Okay. All right. See you later. So Saturdays are 6:30. There we go. The other thing about Teslas is it seems like you're driving a computer. Yeah. You know what I mean? It just feels like everything. I think even the newer models, there are just things that are on the touch control screen that just seem very weird. You know, like some of the controls that you're used to having buttons for are on the touch screen. Like that kind of stuff I think would feel weird for a while if I got in one of those cars. And actually, you know, tried to use it as a car. Like on a regular basis. I would like to rent one. I think that would be a good idea. I know John's always talking about doing that. I think it'd be fun to just rent one just for fun. Get a little more time in it. I didn't really get to spend much time.
There's 007 says I rented a 2021 Tesla Model 3 once and the ride quality was really bad. The older ones seem to have a very harsh ride.
Oh, really? You know, maybe I've heard that before. I think I've heard them say that it's improved, which would have meant that it was bad at one point. Oh, I saw a bunny. I saw a bunny. Well, they're very heavy cars. We got like a little bug flying around. See, I think if I was going to get a Tesla, I would want to have the ability to charge it at home. So that would cost money to get that set up. Like I'd have to have the right power going outside, you know, that kind of thing.
There's 007 says because we have so many bad potholes in the UK so that don't help, and I did not notice the wait is when I put my foot down. Even the Model 3 did 60 in only 5 seconds. Lol.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Those cars are great. Like you can pay a lot of extra money to speed that up even more, but I don't think I'd need to do that. I'd be pretty happy with the standard acceleration. How much is a Nissan Leaf? Are they expensive? I almost got a Prius once a long time ago. That was probably 20 years ago. Yeah, 20 years ago or more. I almost got a Prius one time.
There's 007 says Nissan Leaf is really cheap. A 2020 version is only $4,000. New York gal says potholes are awful here too cause of the snow, salt, ice, etc.
Oh yeah, true. That's hard on a car. Well, that is extremely reasonable. $4,000. For 2020.
Gal says wow, $4,000. Cars must be way cheaper there.
I know. I can't believe you're getting a Tesla for 10. I mean, I know you're saying used, but still, that's pretty good.
There's 007 says at New York Galaya potholes suck and yeah, Craig, the Leaf is very cheap, but if the battery fails it's $6,000 to replace it.
Oh. Well, that's my other concern about them. Like, I don't know enough about how, it seems like Teslas, there are older Teslas still driving around, and that makes me think that their batteries can last a while. But that is the big concern with that for sure. The other thing with Tesla, I mean, I don't know if Leaf probably, I don't know if they do this or not, but with Tesla, you know how they have the self-driving. I have no interest in self-driving at all. Like that doesn't appeal to me.
Stairs007 says Tesla make the best batteries, they last easy over 10 years. The Leaf has hacked and misreliability, some battery packs fail after 5 years, so have to be careful when buying. New York gal says yay, and what if it messes up and doesn't let you get back control and it drives off a cliff?
Yeah. I know. Well, that's the part that would concern me then. The battery history. Like my thought about the batteries being fairly decent is knowledge I have about Tesla. But yeah, if you're saying that there's history about the Leaf having issues, that's kind of scary.
York gal says I don't trust machines to control my destination. New York gal says unless I am intubated.
Intubated. Yeah. I watched some show where like all the Teslas, I forget the name of this show. It was a weird kind of, I don't remember if it was aliens or just people taking over, but someone had taken over the cars. So all these Teslas were on the road driving themselves. And they backed up. There was this huge traffic backup because all the Teslas were on the road stopped.
Stairs007 says yeah, I mean there are companies that resell the batteries for only $500, so there is always a cheaper option than replacing the battery.
Well, I mean, if you could buy it for $4,000 and the risk is that you might have to buy a battery for $500, that's not too bad. I wouldn't want to spend $600. I mean, $6,000. You know, like if you bought it for $4,000, but then it was going to cost you $6,000 to fix the battery, that wouldn't be good. But if you could get it done for $500, that might not be so bad. I don't know.
York gal says Craig, I love the short of you in the bakery working. You should do more of those and go live in the bakery.
Do you like that? Yeah. I should try to go live in the bakery a little more. See, you know what would be fun? Because that's watching me do yesterday. Speaking of dishes, yesterday. Oh my goodness, I was there until 2 o'clock. Well, because like in the morning, I guess they had baked. I want to say it's maybe 40 or 50 of these round. They're like 8-inch. Pans, circular pans, They're maybe like 2 inches deep. So they use them, like they'll make a cake and there might be 2 or 3 layers of cake. And that's what, it takes 2 or 3 of these cakes.
There's
these little cakes.
007 set for 500 Craig. They don't replace the battery, they only replace damaged cells in the battery.
I don't know about that. Yeah, no, I don't know if I like that. But so in the morning I had washed like 40 or 50 of these pans. I was all happy with myself. And then we had, you know, like the normal day, spatulas, scoops, all that kind of stuff. So I was like keeping up with stuff. I was feeling good about the day. And then it was getting close to 1 o'clock. And I'm like, all right, I guess I'll leave at 1 o'clock. Because I had everything kind of under control. And I didn't know it, but they were going through another wave of these cakes. And so all of a sudden, the one girl there, her name is Chelsea, she started bringing back these pans again. And it was like, oh my gosh. It was like the whole thing over again. It was like 40 or 50 of these pans. I was there till like, well, I ended up doing a little bit more of some other things too, but I was there till 2 o'clock because I was like, I'm not leaving these for tomorrow. I'm not going to leave here knowing that these pans are probably going to be waiting for me tomorrow. But that's the dishwashing side of things. But it would be kind of cool to live stream watching them decorate a cake. I mean, even if we just set the camera up, sort of pointed down at the counter, you know, and you're just like watching them. It'd be kind of cool.
Dork Gal says yes, and making donuts.
And doing the donuts, yeah. That would be pretty cool. Some of the channels that do the bakery, you know, where it's inside the bakery and people are like making cakes and stuff. I don't know if you've ever seen them, but some of those clips, they're very popular. I mean, it's crazy popular. Because it's like, if you're watching somebody decorate a cake, it's like artwork. I mean, you're actually watching somebody like, it's like painting. It looks like it's art. Edible art. There's some kid out there, I don't remember his channel name right now, but he's like this 16-year-old young guy that goes to school and everything, right? But he's got his own business where he makes cakes and other baked donuts. I don't know if he does donuts, but he does cupcakes and all that kind of stuff. And he does all this stuff that he makes sometimes. He's got these huge orders that he gets. And I saw a couple of deer off in the woods there. He gets a lot of views, but it's very interesting the way he puts his videos, his shorts together. Have your stores started selling Halloween stuff yet? Have you noticed that in your stores? I was in a Walgreens the other day and they've already got Halloween stuff out. DJs selling like the big, they've got the whole setup where it's the yard ornament, skeletons and stuff like that. I guess they probably go from, or at least in the past, they've always gone from getting ready for school, all the stuff that they sell for that.
Gal says I don't go to stores lol to notice. Walmart I haven't noticed.
Well, that's probably a good thing that you don't go to these stores. I don't know about Walmart. Now that you say that, I don't remember noticing it in Walmart. I was in BJ's and I was in Walgreens. I think they go from back to school directly into Halloween. And this year back to school was like super early.
Gal says I love spirit of Halloween though.
Yeah, I think Halloween's fun. That was one thing they were talking about, like in Europe, the fact that like we call chocolate candy, but in Europe I don't think they call it chocolate. Like they don't include chocolate bars.
Gal says it's a store haha.
Oh. But I think they said that in the UK, Chris will probably tell us, they don't include chocolate in their
There's
definition of candy.
007 says that New York, autumn and winter are my favorite seasons. I don't like hot sunny weather, as in the UK we are climatized to cool weather, so the recent heat wave has really upset my sleep pattern low.
Oh yeah, that's true. I had a conversation with a lady the other day whose daughter is in the UK, and thanks to our conversations, I actually sounded like I knew what I was talking about. Like, oh yeah. I said, it's been hot over there, and they haven't had a lot of rain, but they've had some rain recently, but they went through a really long dry spell. She's like, yeah, they did.
Short Gal says fall is my path. Summer too hot, winter too cold, but I do like winter, just not the below 30 days. Chris Ayers 007 says Squirrel just got across in front of you there.
Yeah, did you see that? I didn't know if you guys would see that or not. It was so fast. He did. He just made it. And normally I say something, but I thought that was too fast for you guys to see it. That's funny. Yeah, he's booking too. He was moving.
Gal says I missed him. Chris Ayers 007 says yeah, one lucky squirrel. Chris Ayers 007 says I used to work as a quality controller, so trained to notice things long. New York Gal says squirrels taste like chicken.
Do you know that for a fact? Really? I'm pretty sure I've never eaten a squirrel.
York Gal says greasy chicken.
Are you serious? You can't get much meat from a squirrel. I mean, if you're going to have dinner and you're eating squirrel, how many squirrels do you eat?
007 says I seen a hawk pick up the squirrel that I usually feed, but luckily it dropped him back down. New York Gal says yes, my brothers used to shoot small game growing up. I tried it one time, it was actually good. Soft, greasy chicken.
I don't know. It must have been a fat squirrel. So like after you eat a squirrel, does it have the effect on you, like so that you kind of lose your ability to focus on things for a while?
I won't eat it again unless I am loose in the woods dying.
Like after you eat a squirrel, does your attention span kind of become shorter for a while?
Short Gal says lost asterisk Gal now.
Squirrel! Oh.
There's 007 says do you folks get the Frey Bento's food products in the USA? If you can get steak and kidney or minced beef pies that they sell, they are the best, and you cook them in the tin, so easy to make. New York Gal says no, right over.
I don't know. Doesn't sound familiar. What am I doing? This is the worst parking job. Oh, you know what? You know what I just did? So I'm trying to back up and I'm using the mirror that is like wackadoodle.
Short Gal says you should continue your live and title it A Day with Craig.
Yeah, I'm not ready for that today. It's a good idea. Maybe one day we'll do that. No, the mirror on the right-hand side
007 says, see you on the next one, Craig in
was
New
all
York. Gal,
whacked
hope
out.
your
That
weekend
was
goes well.
funny. That was funny. All right, guys. Thanks for hanging out.
Donna says, have a good day.
Have a good day, you guys.
Now Donna says, have a good day.
Enjoy your Sunday. Well, you said that. Now, you typed that twice, Donna.
Gal says, Chris, yes, take care.
I see it. I would have thought that was Rosie's fault, but it looks like you typed it twice. Did you type it twice? All right, everybody. Be good today. Have a good Saturday, and we'll be back tomorrow at 6 o'clock. If you want to ride along, appreciate you guys. See you later.